All right. I think it's two people here.
Yes.
We are FNS Sports, or are we? I don't know. We have a channel. We don't have a channel. I'm actually not even on YouTube that much at all. We just haven't done any videos.
Not really.
It's okay though.
It's been a while,
It's been
but
a while.
we're back. Great.
Yeah, we are back. I don't know if we'll be back forever, but we're back. We're back right now. We're
Yeah.
back right now. All right, guys. So basically, this is game two. We're going to talk about of the Knicks Pistons series. Game one, we were very happy with the outcome, but for sure, game two, we were not so happy.
No.
So yeah, welcome back to FNS Sports. My name is Dwayne. This is my son, father and son sports. He's much older these days. You know, you're getting big. Uh, yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Fresh off of watching the game this morning.
Tough, man. We were gonna stay up, but we decided not to, which was a good thing. Otherwise, it would have been a very horrible night. We started off, it was a tough game in the first quarter. I think we had a lot of ups and downs. We saw that we weren't the strongest team, but we weren't in game one either. So, we had hope. Then we started seeing kind of the Knicks crumble, I would say, in the third quarter. It was hard to watch. I felt like there were a lot of players who just couldn't do what they usually do, what you like expect from them. So I felt it was tough. Fourth quarter, obviously, we came back into. I think we were down by like only like 2 points or something, or maybe we were tied it. But yeah, I think tough loss. I think we definitely weren't the better team. So you can't be mad at it. But yeah, tough.
I mean, you sound much nicer than you did this morning.
True.
Uh, it was, I think it was more than a tough loss. You couldn't even watch the third quarter. Uh, I don't know, man. I think that was a very awful game by the Knicks. Like it was one of the worst games. People were standing around. I don't know. It was terrible. Like I I don't think anything was good that they did really. Relied on Brunson again quite a lot. Cat couldn't do anything. And let's just get into it. I mean, what you have this as number three, but let's just get into the play. Like, cause I definitely think that we have some issues with our starting lineup.
Uh-huh. And yeah, I think Bronson was one of the only players actually played good, I think he dropped almost 40 points. So he obviously held us in that game. I think the refs had something to do with it. I think it was a very controversial game. A lot of pushing, fouling, Dennis Schroeder flying around.
Dennis Schroeder, I hate that guy. Dennis Schroeder, man. I don't
Yeah.
hate you, Dennis Schroeder. You're just annoying to play against, and actually, you're flopping a lot. You're flopping immensely. You're an immense flopper right now. Like you're just flopping all the time, on every play. OG Anunoby touches you, you're on the ground. Actually, when no one touches you, you're on the ground. That's a little bit ridiculous, bro. A little bit ridiculous. Anyway, go
Right.
ahead.
Yeah. So Bronson was only one of the strongest points today. Everybody else, I feel no one really had a strong game except for him. I think we had some problems off the bench, as we saw. The bench only scored 8 points, which you can see is a huge problem. That's a team that can't win a game, and your bench scores 8 points. So
What bench?
some bench man.
Ooh, Landry Shamet?
Deuce McBride.
Deuce McBride. Oh yeah, right.
He scored all of the 8 points.
How many points did you score in game one?
0.
How many? Okay. And then in game two, how many points did he score?
8.
8 points.
Right.
All of the bench points.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So Mitchell Robinson scored 0, Shamet 0, and Payne, who you would have high hopes for after that brilliant performance, 0. So there's definitely problems there. Tibbs has to rearrange something. We're also talking about a lot about Josh Hart, who we both feel have struggled, at least in this series so far, fitting in. I think he definitely has a special role in that way. So I feel it's tough for him. But yeah, we're talking about Tibbs maybe like replacing him in some way or form.
Tibbs ain't taking him out of the lineup, but it's too late. We definitely made our decision with Josh Hart. He's in the starting lineup. Taking him out of the starting lineup during the playoffs is a very, 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 very big deal. And I kind of wish we did it in the season. I wish we started the season without him in the starting lineup, but whatever, it is what it is. But him in the starting lineup, he can't shoot. And every team is just going to take advantage of that constantly. And we were talking earlier that it's not just that he can't make the shot, it's the decision making for the team. Every play, you got to come down and think about, do I pass to Josh Hart or not? Or what is Josh Hart going to do with his ball once he gets it? Oh, okay. Sometimes he finds the open man. Great. He gets an assist. A lot of times, it's just he touches the ball for no reason. He just eats seconds on the ball. Just
Also
not doing
think,
anything with it.
yeah. Also like this whole idea of, like the Villanova Knicks, you want Bridges and Brunson and Hart all to be able to play together and be great, but I feel like Brunson and Bridges, they're having a hard time trusting giving the ball to Hart because, he can't shoot. He's having a hard time to get to the hoop. And also this thing where we call like aggressive Hart, him flying for the ball everywhere. I feel like that's getting weaker. And I feel like we're not seeing that as much as I think it's going down. So I feel like if you want to be not as good as what we got you here for, I think you should improve your shooting. Because right now we're seeing him getting open corner threes and then deciding not to shoot. So hopefully there is a lot to change there. We also talked about maybe playing PG Tucker a couple minutes, showing just to get some points because right now Josh Hart is just way too inconsistent with shooting.
Bench Josh Hart, start PJ Tucker. uh I would definitely I would consider it, man. Josh Hart is again, for all the great things that he does, I think he does equally not so great things for this team. And it's odd because you think about starting lineups for other like championship or playoff teams. I don't know. You have specialists on teams for sure. But you need people that can shoot. You need people that aren't afraid to drive to the basket and get the foul or have the ability to get to the basket, once they have the ball. So if Josh Hart can't do that,
Might be it.
what's the point? Uh, but your boy, Mikal Bridges,
Right.
you love him so much.
I do. I've you are a hater from a while back, and I backed him up. Now I may become a fellow hater. He didn't lose us the game because I felt like we were in the backhand the whole time, but it kind of felt like we could have won it if we hit those three open threes. Because I think that we got him here to shoot. We need a shooting guard. We need somebody that can be consistent with shooting. And as you can see, almost every team that wins the championship every year, they have good shooters. And when you get Mikal Bridges, you expect him to make open threes. Doesn't have to make all of them, just make the most out of them. And then he misses over three. And I feel like such a tough loss when you know that any day except for this day, we might have won.
He missed a lot of shots at the end. It was not good. I wish that he made those shots, but he didn't. How many? Three threes?
Three open threes.
Three open threes.
And one was corner. Like
and
perfect.
one was a corner three.
Yeah.
And the one that I certainly remember was wonder if they were going to take the lead or tie the game at the top of the key. But he missed that one or bring it within 1 point again or whatever. But he missed that one.
Yeah.
And then they went back down and maybe there was a score.
Yeah.
But he was literally wide open
He
at
was
the top at the top of the 3 point line.
Top of the key on that corner and the side, and yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah. Well, I argued back that he played well in the first half of the game.
It wasn't a bad game for him. It was just more of the idea that should be so easy for him to hit. It's like Jalen Brunson missing free throws, as he did. But more of like fourth quarter, and if we get the lead, we win. And then Jalen Brunson missing free throws. I feel that's the same for Mikal Bridges. You have three open threes, you should at least make two of them.
Yeah.
Especially a corner.
Especially in the playoffs, actually.
Especially in the playoffs.
Especially in the playoffs. This is where fans should have no doubt that you are the person.
Right.
You are the guy that is worth whatever you're worth. When you're bricking stuff in the playoffs, this is where fans question whether or not you're the person that, was the right investment. I don't know, man. It's getting harder. If he goes out and does the same thing again in a couple more games,
Yes.
like it's not going to look good. And I would say OG Anunoby too. He has to do better. Even though he did great first game, fine, fine, fine. But like he has to do better. He can't. I don't know. Knicks just don't have any chemistry, man. I don't
No.
know, man. They're not passing the ball around. We were watching the Golden State game.
It's such a huge difference. Like it's great. Like they're the seventh seed and they're playing twice as good as us. So I feel like there's a lot to also shooting wise. They can just kick it out, whenever they want, and then they have a guy who can shoot.
We have a guy that got
Yeah, exactly. But he missed.
Brunson is our like
Brunson
Steph
is our
Curry.
guy, right?
Yeah,
And he delivers pretty much every game, except for when he is absolutely getting bullied. Uh, but yeah, Brunson is our main guy. He is the main guy of the franchise. But then you can't win a ring only off one guy. You need teammates who are good. And I just felt like Brunson didn't have that today, and it was tough. Couldn't see Cat being showing the best out of Cat. Couldn't see Bridges playing like Bridges in the fourth quarter. You didn't see Hart really doing what we expect from him. Same with OG Anunoby compared to the last game. We saw what he can do in a big playoff game, and he just wasn't even half as good at that. I feel like there's a lot to improve on. Tips has a lot to think about when it comes to these things. I feel like it's hard right now. This lineup just isn't enough, especially now we're going to Detroit with two games in New York. So you even said that they might win, that Detroit might win both of them. So
hold on. Let's not get quite there.
right,
Uh, forget he said that, guys. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. All right. So let's talk about Tibbs real quick.
right.
Is Tibbs doing a good job?
You can't say that he's doing a bad job because how much he's taken us from when he came in, we were way worse. Now we're the third seed, and yeah, I feel like the playoffs so far have been somewhat disappointing. I think
From Tibbs.
from Tips is at least this year. I think we had high hopes. We got Cat, a big name player. We got Bridges as well, of course. I feel like he hasn't maximized really what we could have done. Feel like he has a lot to work on with this team. I feel like, especially with Hart, I feel like he has to try and fit in Hart better with this team. So Tibbs has obviously a lot to work on. You can't say that he's bad right now because of how much he's took us up. But yeah, if he keeps doing like this, then there's gonna be rumors of him leaving.
You talked about Tibbs, but you also mentioned Hart, and he has to figure out what to do with Hart. I don't think he's figured out what to do with this team. Really, I think that's why we're still standing around and not moving around like Golden State. And we're not saying that we need Steph Curry or
Right.
Reggie Miller or someone that runs around all the time on our team, but like movement is a part of basketball, is it not? Like
So important.
have to. So, some people they actually don't dribble. They just pass the ball and like do screens and throw it over the guy. Like you don't have to dribble the ball. The Knicks dribbled the heck out of the
So
basketball
much.
yesterday. They dribbled and dribbled and dribbled and didn't pass.
They're not playing like an NBA team. They're playing
That's
like
ridiculous.
something else.
That's
They're
ridiculous.
like I think of that also like a part of like not wanting to pass the Hart because he is obviously one of the forwards. You want to give a forward the ball, but then you just don't trust him, so you look for other options. You look for Cat in the middle or Robinson or wherever
Force
is
it.
there.
You force it.
You force it, and or Brunson to take some crazy shot or whatever. Even McBride had to take a crazy shot that went in, of course. But yeah, I feel like they're kind of somewhat don't they prefer to give it to anybody else except Hart, which is kind of a bad thing, when Hart is so open. I feel like if I think there's some trust things that need to be worked on, especially also that Hart needs to up his game. Really, the main point.
Hard as who he is, guys. He's gonna make some threes and then go like this. I made a three, and then he's gonna like break most of them, actually. And he's gonna not take half of them or more than half of them. And yeah, so you just do the math. It's just fractional success with Hart in the lineup from three. Unless he just, turns into PJ Tucker, which I guess that's also why we brought in PJ Tucker to somehow PJ Tucker makes Josh Hart PJ Tucker. I don't know.
Better, yes.
I have no idea. Guys, it's just not looking good. But let's go to my really ridiculous take,
right?
or is it that ridiculous? I don't know. Uh,
I think so.
okay. Listen, I think without campaigning game one,
Right.
Knicks lose.
Well, that's such a.
Let me finish.
You're right.
And we lost game two, right?
Right.
So both of those games were in New York, right? We're gonna go to Detroit.
Right.
It's hostile territory. Detroit fans are crazy.
Not compared to Knicks fans.
Hey, Detroit
No,
fans are crazy.
no,
I don't think. I
no,
don't.
you can't do
I
that.
think he's too young. Malice in the Palace. Detroit fans fight people.
Okay.
Anyway, listen. I'm telling you this. It's going to be tougher to win, and it's very, very, very likely that we lose those games, especially if we shoot and play like we did in game two. It's not good basketball. It's terrible. So, unless we change a lot of things and become this free-flowing offense team and stop Cade with all these soft
Everyone was loving
floaters
him.
off the glass. Yeah, no, he's just like pillow surfing the rim. I don't know if that's even a thing, but like it's just soft and going in all the time. Can't stop him. Hard to stop him. Cade is gonna drop 30 points.
First game, we kind of stopped him. Second game, he kind of came through. Kind of realized what he had to do, and he did.
He's likely to come through again. Right? It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. And if we lose one of these in Detroit, we're gonna have to win the next two, as you said, to win out
Right.
six games.
I
So go
said,
ahead.
yeah, I said Knicks in six. Kind of what my point was is that we're probably going to lose one in Detroit, and then I think we're going to win the rest for the rest of the series. And and the reason why I say that is because I feel that we're also because you're talking about this whole if it wasn't for pain and everything. I think it's also part of the game. Obviously, if it wasn't for a bench shocking, we would have probably won the game. If it wasn't for the refs not giving us a single free throw in the first half, we very much could have won the game. I think there's also things that that we very much lost out on, which we wouldn't happen in the regular Knicks game that way.
Okay.
So I think we have a lot of ups there. Though, yes, of course, I think that Detroit are very strong team. They all also obviously have things that need to improve on. So I think it's going to be tough. I think though in game five and in game six, I think we're going to be ready. I think we have learned Detroit, and I think we're going to take 2 wins in a row, and we're going to win the series. And then face Boston.
Hey, it's better to be positive than whatever I'm reading right now. Guys, we touched all the points.
Pretty much,
Cool.
except for I think also we talked tiny bit about what trade rumors in that way. But the one where we kind of wanted to get rid of Hart.
Oh.
In that way.
Hold on, let's not go
Let's
there.
not go there. We're gonna have to wait until this series is over to get into that stuff. So I think we'll just kind of let it go now.
Yeah.
We might come back, do another video at the end of the series. We're talking about what happened. Hopefully we're through. Hopefully we've won it. Then maybe we can talk about what we think should happen in the summer.
Fair.
Yeah.
Very fair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Again, he's a smarter sports person, so let's go Knicks in 6.
Yep.
Still, I'm just worried about Detroit. Take care, guys. Peace out. Adios.
Thank you.